Hey guys, it's Goalie Boy 3535 here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of my Ccm Premier 2 goal stick. So, if you followed my channel, then you know how these reviews work, and I judge what I think of a stick on three different compartments. That's performance, durability, and price point. So as always, we're going to start off with price point. The Ccm Premier 2 goal stick is retailed in at $200. So just like the Warrior CR1 that I reviewed, and the Bauer 2S, and this one are all $200. The difference is Warrior and this are their top of line sticks for $200. So once again, as I said, when you're getting a $200 stick, it's a pretty good deal as long as the stick is pretty decent, and you know, it's the top end stick, so they're going to put their best technology into it. But at the same time, you want to make sure that it's $200 still. You want to make sure you're getting a good stick for it, because $200 isn't cheap. And so that's what I think we've got here in the Ccm Premier. So I think the price point is good for what so far what it's offered me. I've used it for about 4 weeks. So far what I've been offered from it, I think it's been pretty good. So I'd say that the price point is pretty good. So next off, we're going to move on to the durability. Now, as you can see, this is one of the sticks I have that is not broken. So, yay. But as you can see, CCM does not do a very good job with quality. I'm not very impressed. Now, this stick has been used pretty much every day for 4 weeks. And it's kind of hard to get it in here, but this is like what you've got here is like all these chips already. I mean, this looks like you've had it for a lot longer than 4 or 5 weeks. And this is all from just 4 or 5 weeks. The back, it's like peeling off. I mean, it's just, the paint is not very well put on. I'm not very happy with that. I mean, it's not the end of the world for performance. Oh, sorry, there's some more here too. There's some. This is just a lot of wear for 4 weeks of use. I noticed that it hasn't broken or anything. There's no big breaks, but the chipping, it's just been pretty crappy. I'm not very impressed with that. I think CCM needs to do a much better job, and I think that makes it a little bit of a money grab trying to get your sticks to wear out so that you end up breaking them, and then you end up buying more. I think they make the price $200 for that reason. So I think that is a little bit of marketing. I think that is planned. And so overall, the stick has held up. There's no cracks in the stick. I mean, there are little chips. Like, yeah, there's some chips like on the heel. You can see here. The heel is, I don't know if you can kind of tell. Like, you can see it, but you can't really see that it's pretty chipped in there. And so that's where I've noticed a lot of my sticks chip is on the heel of the stick. You got a little chip up in here, and it's just, I mean, it's not, so it hasn't broken yet, but I don't think the durability is all that great of this stick. I never had the original Premier, but from what I've watched and heard, the Premier wasn't very durable. And I don't think this is a whole lot of improvement, but I don't know if that's what CCM is trying for. I think CCM tries to get more performance, and they don't really care about the durability. So I can't rate the durability real high. I haven't had it break yet, but the paint and like the outer layer, not very good. Not very happy with that. Now we're gonna get into the performance, which is what everyone wants to know. So the curve that I have, this is a Pro Return Habe. I don't know how you say his name. It's a 25-inch paddle, and I got this at Gold Crease in Minnesota. As you can see the curve, I'm not happy with the curve. I grabbed the wrong curve off the rack. And so there's very little, I mean, you can see this part, it's like straight. Like, I'm not happy with that. It makes playing the puck not, from a P31 Bauer curve and my Warrior, which is very similar to a P31, makes playing the puck not very enjoyable with it. Now, I like playing the puck with the stick itself. I just don't love the curve. And it's gotten easier as you get used to it, but I don't prefer it over my other curve. And I would not recommend a very little curve because it makes it just so much harder to get the puck off the glass. I mean, I've been able to raise the puck over the red line for kind of a while from my goal line, and I can shoot it hard and low, but I cannot get that thing to go off the glass very easily. I can now, but for the first week I had it, I couldn't get it to go off the glass. Like, it was that much of a difference. And so that part wasn't great, but there's a lot of good things I like in this stick. First off, I thought that the blade, as you see my Warrior CR1 review, you know that the blade was really slippery, and that was something I was worried about on this one. But I found so far that that has not been the case. There's no grip there, but it just holds a little bit better. I think because the paint chips off there, it makes it a little bit more grippy, and I've had no problem handling the puck with this part. So I do enjoy that, and I think that's one positive of the weak paint, is that it's helpful, but you can always sand that off when you get it. And so that was the difference between that and my Warrior. Weight, this is a very light stick. It feels a little bit lighter than my CR1, and it's also very balanced, like when you're reaching up to make blocker saves, you can tell. Again, it's not a Bauer 2S Pro, but it's still pretty light. It's a lot lighter than the Vapor line. It's a lot lighter than, sorry, my foam core, so I think it kind of feels like a foam core too, but I think it's got some good feel to it. One thing is, I don't know if I'll try and show, you probably won't be able to tell, but it's got some good flex on it. I like that. I like a lot of flex in a stick. I think it helps you whip the puck down the ice a lot easier. I think it makes the puck move better, and I really enjoy that. So that is one positive of the stick, is the flex point. There are plenty of positives, but that is one other one, is that it has good flex. I found that the grip on this stick, I really like this grip. It's almost identical, like this isn't grippy, but the blue to about here is grippy. It feels pretty much like a Bauer grip, and I really like that grip, so it feels nice on the hand. I've really enjoyed that. And so, yeah, I mean, the grip is good. It helps with the control. It helps with all that. The shaft, I like to feel the shaft. Like, I think it feels smooth, but it has enough. It's not the Warrior where it's so slick that you can't really, if your glove goes up here rather than down on the grip, it doesn't like slide. Because Warrior didn't have any tacky grip, it made it hard to kind of hold it. But this has enough grip, and it's kind of got a little bit of a grippy-ish thing here. So I can slide it, but I can also get a good grip on the stick. So that's a very positive part of this. And so I think it performs well. I think that it's light. I haven't had any problems with the shaft. I've taken some pretty hard shots off the shaft, and I haven't had this part break. And I heard from the review I watched, it wasn't a review, it was more of an introduction from CCM on YouTube. It said that they really beefed up the shaft. And I have noticed that with shots off the shaft, that it hasn't cracked or chipped at all. It hasn't even chipped. And I really wish I could see some of that durability down here. I mean, from pretty much this part here below, the durability is not that great. And I would really like to see that. And I fear that this isn't actually going to break, but it's just going to chip away like my Warrior until I can't really play the puck with it anymore, and it's not usable. And so I think that the performance is pretty good with it. I would like to see a little more life out of it, though. I'd like to see more life out of it. So I talked about the durability, I talked about the price point. Overall, I think this is a pretty good stick. I'd recommend it for anyone who likes they don't want quite what the Bauer 2S, they don't want to spend $300, but they also want a pretty light and nice performing stick. I'd recommend this. Now, if you play at a very high level, like, I mean, if you play college, or if you play, I don't know how many people are you watching who are playing like college hockey, but if you're playing high college hockey or juniors where they pay for your gear, and you like the feel of this, which it has good feel and performance, this can be a great stick. And you'll use it, and you'll probably really like it. But if you're playing at a level where you're facing hard enough shots, like if you're playing varsity, high school varsity, and you're using this stick, I can't say I'd recommend it for that, because the fact that if you're using that practice every day, it's going to just get chipped away. I might recommend having a practice stick and maybe using this as a game stick if you really like it, but the durability, it just chips away too fast. I mean, if you're playing, again, like I said, if you're playing juniors and stuff, they pay for your gear, and you can get sticks when you want them. That works better. That's a lot easier. But I mean, if you're playing at a high enough level and you have to pay for this stuff out of your own pocket, I don't know if I can recommend this stick for that reason. If you have problems paying for it, Like, I buy most of my sticks by myself with my own money, so, you know, I choose what I want to get, and I don't want to pay $300 for a stick. And I don't know if I'd get this again, because if it chips away that fast, then I don't want to have to pay another $200. I'd rather buy a longer lasting one. So overall, I think this is a pretty good stick. I think it's got some positives, but I also think it's got some negatives. And it really depends on, again, it depends on your style of play, and depends on what you're looking for in a stick. But I think this is a good stick overall, and I could say I can recommend it. I think it's a good performing stick. But again, if you're gonna have this, I would really recommend getting a practice stick, because this thing chips so easily. But other than that, I think it performs well, and I think the durability's all right. So thank you guys again for checking out my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.